All important, the most luxurious feature, push button start. Car that's meant to be driven under most city speed limits, 35 to 45. At those speed limits, you're never asking too much power of the engine. You're never asking too much handling around town. And the car is good in that case. Rental power! Hey everyone, it's Dave from POV Drives, and today we're taking a look at a 2023 Hyundai Venue Limited. As you guys know, or may not know, I'm doing a Hertz rental collection series where I'm renting every car at Hertz that is available, starting with this Level B sedan that is a subcompact SUV. So, let's talk about this 2023 Hyundai Venue Limited. This is the top trim and it starts at around $22,000. The Venue starts at around $17,000. So some big features we get with the Limited include heated seats, navigation, some extra USBs, proximity keyless entry, and the all-important, the most luxurious feature, push button start. So let's take a walk around, check out the exterior, check out the interior of this small subcompact SUV, and we'll take it out on the road and see what it drives like. There will also be a day drive. So let's walk around. I like these door handles. Very Volvo BMW-esque. This is the Hyundai Venue. Painting this Ecotronic gray on a only option available black interior. We have these lovely 17-inch alloy wheels, proximity keyless entry on the front doors. This is a 2023, so it has the Hyundai's latest design language, lots of angular lines, some interesting design cues, even down to this very small SUV that is not their Palisade. You have this like kind of barbed wire grille, LED headlights, daytime running lights. Looks very nice. This is a very boxy looking small subcompact SUV, and like that Chevy Trailblazer we just had, it's kind of an interesting size. This is definitely on the smaller size. You're not really getting a ton of trunk space, and I believe overall with the seats folded down you're getting 23.3 cubic feet of space. We have this privacy cover, which actually has a pretty cool function where if you unclip it from back here and over there, you can slide it down and then push these seats, which is a little trouble. There we go. That's one. Nice to have folding seats. And two, when you get a little bit of a cargo divider, maybe you want to put some stuff in the back and your dog on a bed, you can definitely do it. We also get a spare tire, very nice, and a good sized loading floor. Handle to close the trunk. Venue spelled out with a big Hyundai badge and a rear wiper. Nothing really too crazy about the design of this car. We have some roof rails, which I actually don't know are functional, and an antenna. With $22,000 of a rental spec, you're not really going to be finding much in terms of material choice, in terms of luxurious materials, but everything is pretty high quality put together. The plastics feel solid. the leather that is here that touches up some of the interior bits. It's nice. Ingress, egress, little ducking of the head. I'm sure if you're taller, you might bonk your head. But sitting behind myself, plenty of space behind myself. Couple of inches of legroom. Sitting in a very comfortable position though. Can go all the way back to the headrest, no problem. And plenty of room underneath these seats because it's kind of just like a lifted sedan platform with lifted seats. So plenty of room for my feet. This cloth with leather trimmed accent seats on the front and back is okay. You get one seat back pocket, but other than that, nothing else back here. No cup holders in the center, no vents, no USBs, nothing. But pretty spacious. You can definitely do 4 adults back here, no problem. I do like you get adjustable headrests. I do think this is the highlight of the venue. The infotainment, the center screen. We'll check that out once I get up to the passenger seat, or excuse me, the driver's seat. I like the proportions though. Now, let's check out this engine. This is, I think, the, not letdown, but it's underpowered. 122 horsepower, 1.6 liter, 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated engine. Makes about 100, I believe, 13 pound-feet of torque. Very silent in idle and low rev operations. But it's just so underpowered. It's made it to a CVT that drives the front wheels only. And while this is meant to be a city dweller car, it's very underpowered. I don't have a lot of confidence in passing, but it's decently fuel efficient. 29 mpg in the city, 33 on the highway. This is averaging 33.3 mpg over 11,000 miles. Those are rental miles. So you know people are going to be driving pretty spiritedly or hard off the line on these. But at $22,000, this is perfect for a small city family scooting around. The technology is very nice. So we get this nice leather steering wheel, nice digital gauge cluster, a very responsive center screen, and a native infotainment that is very responsive as well. Couple of options to go through, nothing too crazy. This also has standard a lot of safety systems: forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, rear seat alert, all that good stuff. You don't get adaptive cruise control. You do get a lane keeping assist to steer you back in the line. Oh, there's a traction control button. And I do like that you can raise or lower the illumination with a physical button, because you leave your infotainment on Apple CarPlay, you have physical controls for everything. You go to your nav, the native map, which is in the limited trim, your media. So I do wish there was a home button rather than having to use this native touch home button. But very nice for $22,000. You get one climate control zone, nice controls, nothing too crazy there, front and rear defrost. Those USBs I mentioned, and I believe this is wireless charging, wired CarPlay, and Apple or Android Auto. And on this Limited, you get those heated seats that I maybe had mentioned. It's pretty nice for a rental. Center console, not a ton of storage. You can put your phone there. You do have 2 cup holders and a center armrest storage, which is not crazy deep. And this armrest keeps rattling, but I do like the materials on it. You also get this little shelf that has scratching material, which I think your phone would fly off. Nice big glove box. Probably couldn't fit a Yeti or a Stanley cup in this, but you could put a water bottle in there, so it's nice. And you get this nice leather touch-up on the grab handles for the doors. I like the physical shifter. I like this little, like, kind of leather and gloss black on top. Probably will get scratched up over time, but overall, not a ton of piano black in here in general. Reverse camera, turns out the lines. It's clear and it's big. The resolution's a little bit meh, but it's there and it's nice. Other than that, let's take this venue on the road and see what it's like to drive. We'll talk about where it stands in this space. This is a car that's meant to be driven under most city speed limits, 35 to 45. At those speed limits, you're never asking too much power of the engine. You're never asking too much handling around town. And the car is good in that case. The engine is pretty muted. Front wheel drive brings you around corners, puts down the power very well, what little there is. And the steering is very light, no feel, but it has that accelerated steering feel that you'd want in a car like this to get you around town. The turning radius is very nice. Let me see if I can demonstrate that right now. So, not too bad. If I can get this all the way around. For 4 seats and a hatch, it's not too bad. The CVT and the naturally aspirated engine, below 3,000 RPM, very smooth, very progressive. Gets the car off a dig, I guess, or off the line very nicely. And you don't have to deal with any poorly calibrated transmission or normal torque converted automatic transmissions. You will ask a little bit more from that CVT and engine going up a hill, but no problem there. So go through a bumpy section of pavement. The ride quality is nice. It's sorted even on these 17-inch wheels. But over some larger imperfections at speed is the key thing. Car definitely rolls and dips and dives and ducks. Suspension is very softly sprung. You're not gonna have much body control in this car. Brakes. I wasn't flooring all the way there, but I like that. I actually didn't think that was too bad. It's not breathing on it and it slams you back. It was nice and progressive as I put down more power. Very good tuning of that brake system. Now we're going to flog this car around these corners because that is not the mission of this car. A little bit of torque steer on a slippery surface, asking for more power going up a hill. You'll have to be careful with that, depending on what kind of city you're in, what kind of weather conditions you have, and what kind of hills you're experiencing. At low speeds, the quiet is decently quiet. The cabin is decently quiet. My gosh. At higher highway speeds, you definitely have to shout and yell to talk to people and hear your music, phone calls. Yeah, over those larger imperfections, those wheels and the soft suspension will definitely jostle you around a little bit. Let's talk about visibility. Very good. Car's a little short, but belt line is very low. A-pillars and side pillars are very good visibility all around. And I am sitting pretty low, but I still feel like I have good visibility over the sides of the car. Let's try out Sport. I don't even know if it does anything. Rental power! 60 in 5 to 7 business days. All right. Let's not ruin your days by hearing a CVT 4-cylinder scream its life off. Scream for its life. So let's talk about the Venue in its competitive space. Because there actually are a decent amount of subcompact SUVs. Just from Hyundai alone, you have the Soul, you have the Venue, you have the Kona, then you have the Kia Seltos and the Kia Soul. So Hyundai, Kia kind of have a lot of options themselves. But then you have the Nissan Juke. Then you have the Chevy Trailblazer that we just drove. And then you kind of have the Mazda 3 hatch and the Mazda CX-30. Now, some of those, like the Mazda, may command a higher starting price. And some might not be as practical, let's say that Mazda 3 hatch, compared to this. But what you're getting is, I'll say with the Venue, is it's underpowered. And it begs the question, why would you get something like this unless you just think you need ground clearance or SUV ride height, when you can get a hatchback like a Corolla hatch, a Mazda 3 hatch, and have sedan driving dynamics, the same amount of space, in my opinion, and a practical hatch and more power. So I'm sure those engines, I believe, are like 150 horsepower plus, even in a Corolla. I don't see why you would get one of these, because price, yes, is very good, but that Trailblazer, what, started at like 22, went up to 26? Yes, in this class, in this price range, every $100,000 counts. But that Trailblazer was very nice, and it had all-wheel drive, it had a nice 3-cylinder turbo engine that had good power, good driving dynamics. The tech may have looked outdated, but it was still just as functional, just a little bit less fuel efficient, but way more rear seat space, way more cargo space. So it just begs the question why you'd get one of these. If you were looking for Hyundai for the warranty, for the simplicity of tech, but a small, compact crossover SUV thing, get the Kona. The Kona has such a better array of engines, more standard power, very similar tech implementation, much better driving dynamics, not much bigger on the outside, but much more roomy on the inside. The new Kona, I think, also looks pretty sharp. The secondary motions in this Hyundai Venue, the bounciness, the side to side, is pretty gnarly. I could see myself getting car sick in this car, but I like a firmer ride. I don't like too much bounce in my ride. I want smooth ride, but maybe I'm just a little bit selfish. So before we get on this entrance ramp, I will sum up this Venue in its pros. This tech is very nice at 22 grand. You get heated seats, you get a physical shifter, decently high quality interior with some nice touch points that are not hard, scratchy plastics. That Palisade just caught off that car like an absolute jerk. Making our brand look bad. Now we're going to chase down this truck on this entrance ramp. This is the first Ram truck owner that has not driven like an absolute maniac. Alright, let's see if I can get some passing power going. Oh man, nobody drives these cars like that. On the highway, Lots of wind noise, road noise. What do you expect of a car of this class? But it's pretty comfortable, it's stable on the road. You do get cruise control, no adaptive, but it's there. You can set it with this information over here, and I believe we do get a lane keeping assist. Or maybe we don't. Overall, this is a very good rental car. It breaks away the mold of looking like a rental car. It has good tech, a quality interior, a lot of space, but also small at the same time, and it's fuel efficient. So with that being said, hope everyone enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're out there shopping for a Hyundai Venue, or if you truly are looking at the Kona, or you just don't even care. And this is Dave from POV Drives, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.